Good morning, friends. Today we will see about the first unit modern train controller. It's a very important topic of your first unit, and this is an example for our previous topic. So what we saw in our previous topic? In the previous topic we saw about embedded system design process. So under the embedded system design process we saw about requirement specification, architecture, integration and testing. So all these five levels of abstraction we have seen in very detailedly in our previous class. Now, with the help how to implement these five levels of abstraction to an embedded system in a very effective manner is explained in today's class. So if you see the main topics what you're going to see in our today's class is formalizing for system design and example with the model train controller. If you see formalism for system design, the main thing is the five level of abstraction. How to make this five level of abstraction very useful or very integrated manner. All the requirements should be met in the specification and all the specification must come in the architecture diagram. The architecture diagram, software diagram and hardware diagram must be integrated very properly, and after integration the end product must be tested and it will go for a refinement. Everything, the level of abstraction must be very carefully designed, since the redesign of each and everything is a waste of money for a designer. So to make the design very effectively, the requirement and specification, we go for a software or a programming tool that is called a unified modeling language, UML. And this language, the main thing about this language is this is a visual language. Everything is brought in a form of a visual format. Okay, the main plus is the visual language that can be useful to capture all the design tasks. Next is the UML has been designed at many level of its abstraction. So all these five levels, most of the level we are going to use UML. And main work of this UML to encourage the design by successive refinement. So what is successive refinement? For example, if you see mobile phones, it comes at, for example, model version 1, version 2, Redmi 1, Redmi 2, Redmi 4, Redmi 5, Redmi Pro, Redmi Prime. So many successful refinement are there in their model. For in case of Apple, in case of Samsung, in case of all phones, we have a successful refinement. So whenever with 2 months, 3 months, they give a new product. So encourage the design by successful refinement by adding the extra detail to the design rather than rethinking the new design. Other than going for a new design, for example, if it is a Redmi Pro 4, I will go for a redesign. For Redmi Pro, I will go for another design. They don't do like that. Redmi Pro will be designed, they will rethink. Next, they will release the product. Then they will go on refining the Redmi Pro and come as a Redmi Pro Prime. Okay, all these things comes under the, it's very useful with the help of UML diagram. So what is this UML diagram? What is this unified modeling language? And this language is mainly based on object-oriented language. What are the object-oriented language you have studied before? We have studied about C++, Java. These two are the object-oriented language what you have studied before. The same concept we are going to apply in the unified language modeling. So here we have two types of description. One is structural description and the behavior description. In the structural description, whatever you use in your object-oriented design comes here. For example, object, classes, attribute, link, everything comes under the structural description. Under the behavior description, it comes under the how task behaves. From one task to second task, how the communication goes. Everything can be well explained using a state machine or state machine diagram or state diagram. So, example for behavior description will be a state machine diagram that can be visualized by UML diagram. All the variables with the help of variables given in the structural behavior. So it is very useful, and the specification requirement we will feed into this UML diagram so that it will be not missed. Mainly this object oriented, why we prefer it, is very good for real world objects and interaction, and it will describe in a good better manner. Next thing, even a small set of primitives can be modeled very good in the UML diagram. Next, we will see about the model train controller. Why we are going to see in detail about the model train controller is to see the several level of abstraction happening in the UML diagram using this model train controller. Okay. For example, in specification, what are the things, how we are going to implement that for a model train controller. In the requirement, what are the things we are going to implement. And in architecture, what are the things we are going to implement. Everything we are going to see in this with the help of an example model train controller. So model train controller, when you imagine, don't think this as a toy controller what we play in our house. This is actually what is happening in the railway track for a within a state or something. So we are seeing a miniaturized form of model train actually happening in a actually happening in a state. For example, this is the railway track, and this is the train moving on the track, and for this train where the information will come, from the railway stations or the small control stations available in the railway stations. So that control stations available in railway stations is called as console. Okay, and that console will have its power supply. For train, the power is generated by the train itself. How does the communication happens in the train? It's a very important thing, okay, how the communication is happening in the train, whether it is a wireless communication or a wired communication. When you think of wireless, if you think, either if you talk by walkie-talkie also, when it exceeds certain distance, it is very difficult. Next, if you go for Wi-Fi, again the distance problem comes here. If you go for mobile tower transmission, even we don't get a mobile travel properly when you go as a passenger in your train. Then how will the train get a control? So, it's very difficult for wireless control in a train control. Next, it's a wired control. So, wired is actually not possible since it is traveling when it has speed varies, everything cannot go for a wire. So, main thing is by a track. So, we are going to communicate using the steel track what is laid for the passage of the train. So, the control stations or the console is connected to the railway track, and we make the command everything in the form of digital, but we will transmit in the railway track in the form of analog signals. Okay. Again, to understand the train, how it is travel, what is track. For example, we think that railway track is track. Actually, for a railway station, for a railway inspector at all, what is track is, for example, we will say train coming from Kanyakumari to Chennai. From Kanyakumari to Chennai, it is split into several number of tracks. For example, they will take Kanyakumari to Tirunelveli as track 1, Tirunelveli to Madurai as track 2, Madurai to Tiruchi as track 3, Tiruchi to Kalpadi as track 4, Kalpadi to Chennai as track 5. There may be anything, I don't know whether it's correctly I'm saying, but like that, with all the in between places will be splitted into tracks. Okay. Again, between Kanyakumari to Tirunelveli, there may be a limitation how much number of train can go at a time. Depending upon their speed, everything, that will be a pre-calculated one. For example, due to their speed, everything, it may be only 5 to 6 trains from at a time can travel from Tirunelveli to Kanyakumari. Only 5 trains or 6 trains with this much distance. For example, between 2 trains, there may be this much distance. Then only you can control the speed. Everything, they will have some calculation. So here we are tracking, track is the distance. Okay. Now we will see Same diagram, a colorful diagram. So this is the command centered you for a train control. Okay, what is the command? For example, in a track there are 8 trains, then there is 8 train numbers. So whenever we give information, information should not go to the another train. So to go to the particular train, we must specify the header and address of the train very properly. So header and address is very important for to specify the train number. Next in the command, we have to say the speed and the stop station, everything must be given in the command. Next thing we have error control code, ECC. Error control code is very important. Why? Then only we can see whether it is sent from actually from the railway station or some other has hacked the train or hacked the signal and sent some other signal. So to find whether it is a real signal, we need error control codes, and to check whether the command is correct, we have to have a error control command code. So these are the importance of ECC, command, address and header. Now if you see all these the informations header, address, command, ECC are transmitted via track to the train. That is the mode of communication. So console is the unit which sends the signals to the track. So in train, what are the requirements for us? As I told, it has been divided into track everything. For this example, we are having some requirement. So one first requirement is console shall be able to control up to 8 trains on a single track. So for example, I will take a Tirunelveli control station. Tirunelveli control station can control up to 8 trains going in between Tirunelveli and Kanyakumari, or between Tirunelveli and Thuthukudi, or between Tirunelveli and somewhere. Between all these, from Tirunelveli, it controls all the areas below Tirunelveli, and at a time it can control only 8 trains. That's the capacity of that control station. So first thing they are given the requirement is console shall be able to control up to 8 trains on a single track. Track, we are mentioning the area. It is not about the path. Okay, that's the division. Next thing, the speed of each train shall be controlled by a throttle. So throttle will be like a ball-like structure. It will be able to move in a 63 different levels in each direction, in forward and reverse. In forward also 63 movement will be there. In the reverse also 63 movement will be there. Throttle is the physical unit to control the speed of the train. If you move up and down, up means it will go in forward, down means in the reverse direction. Up also if you move little, it will go little speed. High if you move, it will be the speed may be high. Next thing, inertia. So what is inertia? Inertia is related to the speed. Inertia is the starting speed, how the speed increases. Everything is given by the inertia control, and there will be at least a level of inertia control. And this inertia control is with respect to the speed control. For example, you can see when the train is standing in between stations. For example, there is not a e-stop station, a train stop station, but yet due to some traffic reasons, if the train is standing in between, then when this train starts, it will start very faster. But from the railway station, when the train starts, it will start little slower. So this is how the inertia adjustment happens. Next thing, emergency stop will be there. Error detection scheme, ECC, will be there as I told. And this is the requirement form. So what is requirement form? So what I told before, these are the conditions. This has to be documented. So for documentation, we have a requirement form, name, purpose, input, output, functions, performance, cost, power, physical size, everything are there. According to requirement, we will fill this. This is what we do in all the application forms for our jobs, right? So you will give, they will give you their form, you will fill there, they will check whether you are meeting their requirement. That is what happens in your resume also. So there is a format for your resume, there is a format for application form, there is a format for requirement. This is a format. So whatever I told before has been formatted here. Train name, train speed, how the total, what are the inputs, inertia, emergency stop, train number, train control is the output, emergency stop will be there, and performance, they have to update the train speed at least 10 times per second. So that is the performance. So cost is maybe in dollars 50 and power size, size doesn't matters here. Next is about this digital command control. What is the digital command control? As I told, we have the address, header, address, everything. That was becoming a format. Actually, this DCC were done for toy cars, hobbies, model rail board hobbies, hobby list. After that, it was picked by the National Model Rail Board Association, and they formed this as a digital format for all the trains. And this is the which gives the train model train controller communication, time for leaving, everything. And at that now it's a big trend in cell phones. This format is cell phone, digital TV, everything follows the standard of DCC. And this standard has two standards. One is one electrical standard, other is a communication standard. The electrical standard will give how the command zeros and ones are passed in the rail. That is the track. In the rail, what has light, we are going to send the information only by the rail. In the rail, how this ones and zeros are converted into analog signals. All these standards will be there in the DCC electrical standard. In DCC communication standard, depending upon the panel, how it is formatted. That will be there in the communication standard. And this is how logic 1 and logic 0 is there. In case it is the logic 1, in case of logic 1, we are sending for 58 minutes. So, its logic 0 we will send for 100 microseconds. One pulse is sent for 58 microseconds, then it is understood as logic 1. If it is sent for 100 microseconds, then it is as logic 0. That is the electrical standard. Again, for communication standard, it is a PSA bracket SD plus E. P stands for preamble, S for packet start bit, A for address bit, D S for data bit, S for start bit, D for data bit, E for packet end bit. So it's a communication standard. Next is packet type. If you see, it will have a receiver address, it will have a basic instruction, it will have a error control code. And the role of this message class will be to transmit the specification properly. The speed, all the specification properly. Next is before what we saw, everything comes under the requirement. Next, we are going to see about the specification. Under the specification, we are going to see about how the exact hardware is converted into the panel, knob, everything is converted into signals and how the operation is going to happen. So, create the detailed specification of with the help of UML diagram. There is three things: set speed, set inertia, and e-stop. So set speed will give the speed, details, inertia, and stop. So if you see this, the command has three things: set speed, set inertia, e-stop. And set speed will be integer. So in programming, we'll set the speed as an integer. Inertia at unsigned integer. Since speed have plus and minus value, we'll go this as an integer. Inertia is starting only from 0. So we will go this as unsigned integer. So see this diagram. This is the control sequence between the console and the railway receiver that is present in the railway station. So first 1 second we are going to send 10 speed at least, 10 times the speed signal. If you see here, it will first set the inertia, next the speed, it will repeatedly sending the speed, then it will stop, then again it will send the speed. After stop, it will send first the inertia, then it will send the speed. Now inertia, what is the main thing about this inertia? If you see, conductivity express is a very fast, super fast express. So in case of super fast express, the train speed will go very fast. So inertia will be low. But in case of UT train is going to go in the hill. So the speed of the train should not increase whatever be the case. So at that case, the inertia will be set very high. So the train speed will be gradually only increasing according to the change of the throttle. So that is what is the inertia playing very important role here. Next is the command will go from console to the receiver. And system structural modeling, the main thing is here we are in the diagram we are going to indicate by asterisk sign. Wherever we have a asterisk sign, it is noted that as a physical device. Where is no asterisk sign, it is denoted as a computer component. For example, a variable, which is taken as a variable or it is not a physically present. But wherever asterisk sign comes, we are taking from a physical component. And the major roles are, for console, it will main work of console, that is the station. Whatever the operator has to move the keys for speed, what he has said, what is the throttle case, what is the inertia, everything must be first read. That is the first work in the console. After reading, it have to make that as a formatting message in the DCC format. After forming the message, it will transmit to the train. So this is the work of the console. Then what is the work of the train? The receiver in the train. It has to receive the signal or receive the message from the rail. After that, it has to interpret the message. What is the information from there? What is the speed? Everything. After that, it has to control the train. So this is the major role of the model train controller, divisions, console and train. If you see this, the console has three things: panel, formatted, transmitter. Here your block diagram comes in. From the panel, we are taking from the physical knob. That's why I am giving an asterisk sign. Transmitter, we are sending to a physical rail from the transmitter. So that is also physical. Remaining others are there in the program. Okay. So console class role, panel is analog knob by interfacing hardware. Formatter turns the knob setting into the bit stream. Transmitter sends the data on the track. And if you see this, this is the division in the train. The previous diagram is there in the control station in the console. And this is the diagram there in the train, in the receiver. So there are many number of trains that is given by the train set. After that, in one train, we will have a receiver controller motor interface. The receiver gets the data physically from the detector, which detects the commands from the rail. And the motor interface again gives their output to the pulsar, the pulse width modulation, that is a physical device. Other than all are software. So in the train role, train class role, we can see the role of receiver, controller and motor interface in train. And in train, we have two physical divisions, detector and pulsar. In the same diagram, I have given in a lengthy manner. Mostly in documentation, we'll have a train set. After that, in train, physically, we'll have a receiver, controller, motor interface. And in software part, we'll have a receiver, controller, and motor interface. Detector is a hardware device and pulsar is getting the data from the hardware. In detailed specification, we have to see from where to where the information passes and how to make this requirement into variables. So here if you see in knob and pulsar, these are the variables. From the knob, I have to detect the speed, inertia and e-stop. The pulsar, I have to go for the pulse width modulation. And the speed is integer, this is non-integer and e-stop is a boolean. Only we have either start or stop. And pulse width modulation is unsigned. So in center, it will only send bit. So no only command is there. In detector, only the read bit command is there. In train control, as I told, is the pulse width modulation. So what is pulse width modulation? Depending on the width of the positive pulse, the train speed will be there. For example, if the width is high, then train will go faster. If it's low, the train will go slow. Again, in panel motor interface, in panel, what are the commands will be there is panel active, train number, speed, inertia, E-stop. Motor interface, only the speed. In transmitter, send speed, send inertia, send E-stop. In receiver, read command, read new command, receive the type, receive the speed, receive the inertia. We are declaring all the part how you have to write in the program, whether it's an integer or a boolean or a variable, everything. Next is the class description. In the class description, we are seeing how the message is sent and from where the message is received. For example, in the formatter, the current train number, train speed, train inertia, train E-stop. And the operations are mentioned. So operations are send the command, panel active and boolean operate. And in the control input classes, we have a soft panel. So with the soft panel setting reflecting the current train speed. What is the soft train current panel setting is? Software is sets the panel. For example, if there is no clash and everything goes good with the weather. For example, for Kanyakumari Express, it will have all its speed preset. Inertia, this is speed is this. From here to here, it will go in this speed. After this place, it will go in this speed. Everything is preset. That is called a soft panel setting. So this is the diagram which explains the how exactly the signals are transmitted from the control station. That is in the console. In the console, we will have the knobs. So knobs are set individually for each and every train. Here we will take an example from Tirunelveli to Madurai. So from Tirunelveli to Madurai, at a time we will think that Kanyakumari Express is first going. So when Kanyakumari Express goes, we know the number for Kanyakumari Express. There's a different speed limit for Kanyakumari Express. There's a different inertia for Kanyakumari Express. So all these things will be read from the knob and will be given to the panel. Information from the for about Kanyakumari Express will be given to the panel. The panel will convert into panel settings. It will read, for example, speed is 100 kilometers per speed per hour. Then it will convert into that type of DCC command. And that will give the instruction to the formatter. This will become in the DCC format. This will active. After becoming the DCC format, it will give to the transmitter. It will send to the rail track. It will send the speed, inertia and E-stop. It will be transmitted. So there is a small time. So before the train enters the track, it will set everything. Till this it will set everything and be ready. When it enters the track, for example, it is coming from Kanyakumari to Tirunelveli, it is in another control station. When it enters the Tirunelveli and it comes to the Madurai, it will come to the next station. So till that it will be correctly waiting when it comes to Tirunelveli. From that it will take the control. Speed, inertia and E-stop. After that, till the limit of Madurai, the control will come only from the Tirunelveli station. After it reaches Madurai, the control will go to Madurai and it will stop the information receiving from the Tirunelveli station. For Tirunelveli station, the next train may be a Rameshwaram Express. That will enter the Tirunelveli station, also in single track. So now in this track communication is stopped. Now our Tirunelveli station will wait for the Rameshwaram Express to come. It will change the train number for Rameshwaram Express. It will set the knobs for Rameshwaram Express. It will read the panel, give the new setting and it will be ready with the formatter for the next train. So this is the work for our control station, each and every separate control station, console station. Main thing, when it will be idle, when it will work. Panel will be active, it will check whether the new train has come. It will send the message, become to the idle. Again like a polling, it will send the information and will come to the idle. And this is a panel active behavior. How it is like a state diagram. How it will check. If you see here, it will be very clear. First example, it will check whether the train number is correct. After that, it will check whether the current speed is going correctly. After that, whether the current inertia is correct. After that, it will check whether it is stopping in the correct station. All these things must be checked as a flow diagram. So this can be represented in a state machine diagram or FSM diagram by using of a FSM chart. So these all things happens in the control station. Then what will happen in the train? So in the control station, we have the current speed, current direction, current inertia, operation and issue command may be this. So setting the speed, again this is a major role in the setting the speed. For example, I am going 100 kilometers per, if the Kanyakumari Express is going in 100 kilometers per hour, suddenly you are increasing the speed to 200 kilometers per hour. The speed should not increase at a fraction of a second. The speed should increase only gradually. So when it increases gradually, only the smooth travel will be there. Else there will be jerk in the transmission. So for the smooth travel, the speed will increase from 100 to 200 in a gradual manner, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150 in a course of distance. So this is the work of the controller. This must be preset using the commands inside the controller. So this is the diagram in the receiver, that is the train. First, what is the work of the train? Train will receive the command from the rail and give to the controller. It will receive the new command. Receive the command format, receive the speed information from the rail, that is the receiver station, and give to the controller. The controller will get the details of the speed, everything, and set the motor speed. The motor speed will, that's why we told that in 1 minute there will be at least 10 times the speed must be updated. So it will be updating the pulse width modulator, the pulse width modulator, the speed at least 10 times per second. So this is the sequence diagram for setting the speed command. This happens in the train. And most of the controller operating behavior, it will receive the command, issue to the motor and wait for the new command. So this is the cycle which is happening there. So if you see this, we have seen with the help of UML diagram, the requirement form, specification, architecture, block diagram, how the variables are defined, how the variables are structures given for programming, whether the variable is the integer or the, in which and every part where the operation, what are the operation to be integrated. Everything will be very clear with respect to UML diagram. So with the help of UML diagram, for designing any system, small error can be fixed very easily in the specification. It will lead to avoid big mistakes and it will reduce the cost of designing time. And we have seen only till the specification, we have not went in detail about the architecture, and